There is so much at stake. My gosh. Did you see what Elon Musk said about the election over the weekend? He posted something that ought to get your attention. Look, if Trump doesn't win, there might not be another election. And the Democrats are all in with making illegals citizens. Why do you think they're doing that? What do you think they do? If only a small percentage of illegals vote Democrat, there are no more swing states. There are no more swing states. I want you to hear what the Democrats are cooking up. John Kerry, that disgrace, that despicable cretin of the Democrat Party, he's still around. And he was appearing at the World Economic Forum on green energy because, that's what he does. Listen to what he said about what Democrats can do to the First Amendment if they win in November.
But look, if people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick and, has an agenda and they're putting out disinformation, our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just, hammer it out of existence. So what we need is to win the ground, win the right to govern by hopefully having, winning enough votes that you're free to be able to implement change. Now, obviously, there are some people in our country who are prepared.
You get that. Headline, pretty easy to understand. If Democrats win, we can change the First Amendment because we got to fight disinformation. And look, that's not even that shocking to some. I guarantee you there are people in this audience on the left who are not in their head right now saying, not a bad idea. You got those evil talk show hosts in talk radio. You got Fox News, you got One America News and Newsmax, you got Town Hall, you got these conservative media outlets. We got to stop them. They're guilty of misinformation.
Mike Gallagher.
The biggest story in the country, of course, besides Helene, is another story that the mainstream media, that the corrupt propaganda media is ignoring. Wait till you hear from at least one reporter, Bill Malugin, over at Fox News Channel, how many illegals have come across our border who are literally rapists and murderers. I'm old enough to remember Donald Trump once saying they're not sending their best. They're sending a lot of bad people. And he was denounced. Oh, what a racist. Oh, what a bigot. What a horrible human being Donald Trump is. Well, here's Bill Malugin from Fox News with some jaw-dropping statistics.
ICE has something called a non-detained docket. Essentially what that is it means migrants who were encountered by DHS but are no longer in federal custody. So who's on this non-detained docket? It's illegal immigrants who were caught and released at the border, released with the court date years away. They're in immigration proceedings, combined with illegal immigrants who have already been ordered, deported from the country by a judge, but are still here roaming the country. So keep that in mind, this non-detained docket. According to a letter that the acting director of ICE just sent to Texas Congressman Tony Gonzalez, on ICE's non-detained docket, they're currently tracking 425,000 non-citizens who have been convicted of a crime. Of that number, over 13,000 non-citizens have convictions for homicide and are on the non-detained docket, meaning they're roaming the country right now. On top of that, there are another 15,811 non-citizens convicted of sexual assault who are roaming the country right now on ICE's non-detained docket. It doesn't stop there. Those are convictions. The ICE director also says there are currently just under 1,900 non-citizens on the non-detained docket who have pending homicide charges who are roaming the country, and another 4,250 non-citizens who have pending sexual assault charges who are roaming the country on the non-detained docket. So people's eyes might be glazing over right now with all the numbers we just threw at you. Just to put it in a nutshell right here, what we've learned from the acting ICE director via this letter to Congressman Tony Gonzalez is right now there are over 13,000 illegal aliens convicted of homicide who are roaming the United States right now. There are another 15,811 illegal aliens roaming the country right now who have been convicted of sexual assault, and there are even more who are facing charges for homicide and charges for sexual assault. So this just goes to show, guys, the non-detained docket has exploded under the Biden administration to over, I believe it's 7.3 million. They're anticipating it could hit 8 million by the end of the year. But looking at the numbers on this letter right here, there are currently over 600,000 non-citizens on ICE's non-detained docket who are either convicted, 600,000 non-citizens on this non-detained docket who are roaming the country right now. Of that, 425,000 have already been convicted of crimes. 222,000 are pending crimes.
That's what's on the ballot November the 5th. That's what you have to decide. You want this? You stick with Kamala Harris and the Biden administration. You know she's lying where she's decided suddenly to take an interest in the border. You know, everybody knows it's a con. You okay with rapists and murderers roaming the streets of America that have come across Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's open border? Then you be sure to vote for Kamala Harris on November the 5th. That's on the ballot.